Hello, everyone, and a warm welcome. In this video presentation, I will be exploring essential multiple choice questions, MCQs, with brief explanations from Unit 3 in addition to the MCQs already uploaded in social evils like child abuse and child labor. Dear viewers, if you want to practice these MCQs, turn off the volume of your mobile phone during the first round. Then, in the second round, turn on the volume to check your answers. For MCQs on other topics, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Let's attempt to solve important MCQs. Question 1. What is the definition of child abuse? A. Providing education to children. B. Providing health care to children. C. Harmful behavior directed towards children. D. Providing love and care to children. The correct answer to question 1 is option C. Harmful behavior directed towards children. Explanation: child abuse refers to any harmful behavior or mistreatment directed towards children, including physical, emotional, or sexual abuse, neglect, and exploitation. Question 2. Which of the following is not a form of child abuse? A. Physical abuse. B. Emotional abuse. C. Financial abuse. D. Educational abuse. The correct answer to question 2 is option D. Educational abuse. Explanation: educational abuse is not a recognized form of child abuse. It refers to depriving children of their right to education. Question 3. What is the legal punishment for employing a child in hazardous occupations in India? A. Warning to the employer. B. Fine and imprisonment. C. Community service. D. Compensation to the child. The correct answer to question 3 is option B. Fine and imprisonment. Explanation: employing a child in hazardous occupations in India can result in fines and imprisonment for the employer, as per the Child Labour, Prohibition and Regulation Act, 1986. Question 4. What is the term used to describe the practice of engaging children in work that deprives them of their childhood potential and dignity? A. Child exploitation. B. Child neglect. C. Child trafficking. D. Child labor. The correct answer to question 4 is option D. Child labor. Explanation: child labor is a term used to describe the practice of engaging children in work that deprives them of their childhood potential and dignity by interfering with their schooling and social development. Question 5. What is the primary factor contributing to child abuse in India? A. Poverty and social inequality. B. Lack of parental love. C. Influence of Western culture. D. Inadequate laws. The correct answer to question 5 is option A. Poverty and social inequality. Explanation: poverty and social inequality are significant factors contributing to child abuse in India, as families facing economic hardship may resort to harmful behaviors towards children. Question 6. Which legislation in India addresses the issue of child abuse and provides for the protection and welfare of children? A. Right to Education Act. B. Juvenile Justice, Care and Protection of Children Act. C. Dowry Prohibition Act. D. Prevention of Corruption Act. The correct answer to question 6 is option B. Juvenile Justice, Care and Protection of Children Act. Explanation: the Juvenile Justice, Care and Protection of Children Act in India addresses the issue of child abuse and provides for the protection and welfare of children, including measures for rehabilitation and reintegration. Question 7. What is the term for a situation in which a child is employed under exploitative conditions to pay off a debt owed by their parents? A. Child trafficking. B. Child marriage. C. Child labor. D. Bonded labor. The correct answer to question 7 is option D. Bonded labor. Explanation: bonded labor refers to a situation in which a child or adult is employed under exploitative conditions to pay off a debt owed by their parents or themselves, often resulting in severe exploitation and abuse. Question 8. What percentage of child laborers in India are engaged in hazardous occupations, according to UNICEF? A. 20%. B. 30%. C. 40%. D. 50%. The correct answer to question 8 is option C. 40%. Explanation. According to UNICEF, approximately 40% of child laborers in India are engaged in hazardous occupations, exposing them to serious risks to their health and safety. Question 9. What is the term used to describe the illegal transportation of children for the purpose of exploitation? A. Child trafficking. B. Child labor. C. Child marriage. D. Child abuse. The correct answer to question 9 is option A. Child trafficking. Explanation. Child trafficking refers to the illegal transportation of children for the purpose of exploitation, including forced labor, sexual exploitation, or domestic servitude. Question 10. Which government scheme in India aims to rehabilitate and provide support services to rescued child laborers? A. Integrated Child Development Services, ICDS. B. National Child Labour Project, NCLP. C. Beti Bachao Beti Padhao, BBBP. D. Midday Meal Scheme. The correct answer to question 10 is option B. National Child Labour Project, NCLP. Explanation. The National Child Labour Project, NCLP, in India aims to rehabilitate and provide support services to rescued child labourers, including education, vocational training, and healthcare. Question 11. What percentage of children in India are estimated to be engaged in child labour, according to the International Labour Organization, ILO? A. 5%. B. 10%. C. 15%. D. 20%. The correct answer to question 11 is option C. 15%. Explanation. According to the International Labour Organization, ILO, approximately 15% of children in India are estimated to be engaged in child labour, highlighting the persistent challenges and vulnerabilities faced by children. Question 12. What is the term for the illegal practice of employing children under exploitative conditions in exchange for money or other benefits? A. Child trafficking. B. Bonded labor. C. Child labor. D. Child abuse. The correct answer to question 12 is option C. Child labor. Explanation. Child labor refers to the illegal practice of employing children under exploitative conditions, depriving them of their rights, education, and childhood. Question 13. Which form of child abuse involves intentionally causing physical harm or injury to a child? A. Physical abuse. B. Emotional abuse. C. Neglect. D. Sexual abuse. The correct answer to question 13 is option A. Physical abuse. Explanation. Physical abuse involves intentionally causing physical harm or injury to a child through actions such as hitting, punching, kicking, or burning, resulting in physical pain, injury, or disability. Question 14. What is the term for the practice of forcing children to work in hazardous conditions without proper safety measures? A. Exploitative labor. B. Hazardous labor. C. Child labor. D. Forced labor. The correct answer to question 14 is option B. Hazardous labor. Explanation. Hazardous labor refers to the practice of forcing children to work in hazardous conditions without proper safety measures, exposing them to risks of injury, illness, or death. Question 15. Which government agency in India is responsible for implementing the National Child Labour Project, NCLP, and addressing issues related to child labour? A. Ministry of Labour and Employment. B. Ministry of Women and Child Development. C. Ministry of Human Resource Development. D. Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment. The correct answer to question 15 is option A. Ministry of Labour and Employment. Explanation: the Ministry of Labour and Employment in India is responsible for implementing the National Child Labour Project (NCLP) and addressing issues related to child labour, including rehabilitation and education programs. Question 16. What is the term for the illegal practice of exploiting children for the production and trafficking of illegal drugs? A. Child trafficking. B. Child labor. C. Child drug trafficking. D. Child exploitation. The correct answer to question 16 is option C. Child drug trafficking. Explanation: child drug trafficking refers to the illegal practice of exploiting children for the production, distribution, or trafficking of illegal drugs, exposing them to risks of addiction, violence, and criminalization. Thank you, everyone. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel Education and Teacher Education at Shoki Bilal.